great part for them. You'll be surprised how easy it is, because they don't have enough work. Because the studios are doing only event film and they're doing less and less films, there's very little work. And there are some very, very good actors out there, and a lot of them. So a good script is really important. A good director. I'm talking now about the American film system. A good director that later on the distributors, the sales agents, the actors' agents will be sure that this director can deliver the film. That he can deliver the film for the actors. It's really important that his agent or his manager knows that they're not putting him in the hands of someone who doesn't know what to do with him. Because his career is really important. And for sales agents, for distributors, it's really important also. So this is not, then you have first-time directors, which is a totally different story. They need to know how to sell themselves with a really, strong piece. So you have a script, you have a director. Then you have to go to cast. Going to cast is not so hard as you think it is. First of all, we're producers. The reason we're producers and our main job is we can do miracles. We can do anything that no one else can do. And this is what our trait is. You can contact the casting director and you can say, I am a filmmaker from Poland and I have a script that I want to do in America, and it has to be in English, by the way. You will not get American money for a film in Polish. That's a thing that you have to know. Americans don't like subtitles, they don't like to read anything.
They cannot read.
Maybe they cannot read. They wouldn't read, that's for sure. Foreign films have a hard time in America because they they don't do it. So it has to be in America, and you probably will have to shoot some of it in America in order to get American money. And you can get American money. If you find a casting director, or I can tell you a secret, Screen Actors Guild has now a service that is called iCast, that you can actually call an operator in Screen Actors Guild and say, I need help with casting. I want to get to John Malkovich or to Angelina Jolie. Can you help me? And they will help you. They actually will help you. I think there are conditions. Maybe you have to be a signatory to SAG. You do. So you part together with an American producer. Because anyhow you will need an American producer to do it. You'll need a partner there. Don't be afraid of partners. Filmmaking is a group thing. It's not something we do alone. We do it with other people. And the better people we have around us, it's better for us. Because everyone, and most of the films I did had at least 4 producers. Each producer brought something else to the table. And if the relationship you manage to get good partners, it actually can work for you. Because there's a lot of work and everyone can do their part, it's fine. I did a package on a film that we had a hard time getting money for. We kept getting a package and then it fell apart, and then this part fell apart and this. And there was a guy who came and said, I can actually get you funding for this and I can sell the film. And for this, he said to me, I want to get what you get. And I said, take it. Of course. And he, people were saying to me, but he didn't do it. I said, yes, he did. He actually brought us to the table with the person who eventually put the money in the film, and he actually helped us sell the film at the end. So it was worth it. You can't have, your ego as a producer has to be the last thing. Because we're working in an industry that is full with egos. Everyone is very important. So I say I have no ego whatsoever. So I can tell you. So this is the second thing. This is the cast. Once you got a cast, then even if the legend said there is no co-production money, there is no government money in America, there is. Because almost every state in America has an incentive program now. The incentive programs were actually put out by governments to entice certain industries to come to their area. Among them, like the Ireland did for the high-tech industry, there's a lot of countries and a lot of industries that people try to lure governments to their areas. Our industry is actually the most favorite because it's cash-driven in a short period of time, and it's employment-driven. We come with a film to an area, doesn't matter where. We come for 6 months, we employ a lot of local people, and we drop a lot of cash on this area, and it helps the economy. So it took some time, but Americans, not the federal government, because the federal government does not believe in it. It's a principle of America, the government doesn't grant money. Even if they have some kind of Section 188 that is a tax incentive to big companies, I don't know if any company who really used it. It's there. I think like you can get tax shelter for up to $20 million, but it has to be a certain tax. No one has ever used it. It's too complicated, I think, and the lawyer's fee to understand the law will be more, higher than what you get. So people just don't use it. But every state in America has some kind of an incentive program. And they could range from 10% to 45%. And they could be either straight cash rebates based on local employment. For example, the Canadian government. I know them, because for a long time I did films in Canada. They will give you, the state will give you 11% rebate cash on the day you finish shooting on all people, on all payroll that you employed from Canada. In addition to this 11%, the government, the federal government of Canada will give you another, I think it's either 11 or 16%. So right there, if you do a budget and you take all your labor cost and you take 26% of it, you can deduct this money from your budget. Here you have, you have a government grant. Different states in America vary in different conditions. There are states that will give only up to $500,000 for a film. There are states who will give $20 million. There are states who have a limit on, it's all about legislation, a limit about how much they'll give per film or per year. A lot of them have a sunset date to the law, which means it will finish in 3 years. So after 3 years, it's all open, and maybe they'll do new legislation, maybe they won't. It has to be with lobby. There are states who will give you on post-production only, or even on post-production. There are states who will give you rebate on above the line. There are states who will not give you rebate on above the line. There are states who will give you rebate on above the line up to $1 million. So if you pay an actor $20 million, they'll only rebate you. There are states who give tax credits. Now, you have to check if these tax credits are transferable. If they're transferable, you don't really need to be a local resident. You actually can sell this to a local company